Hello there, and thank you for tuning in. This is John, and in this video I want to just again we now have 130,000 plus GoFounders, and we haven't launched yet. We're getting closer and closer by the day, but we're counting. It's been at times more than 1,000 per day, and I think that's actually what we're doing right now. More than 1,000 new GoFounders a day. Wow, we rock. Okay, so I wanted to just go over a little bit again on this video because it's been a while since I did an overview of the tremendous potential that Onpassive has for us. Now, when we're talking about other businesses, online businesses that you may have been in before, I certainly have been in many of them, and you would talk potential, and then of course for the majority that potential would already be down the drain pretty much because most do not refer a lot of people. Okay, but let's just go through this again and see what it is that is really different with Onpassive. Okay, because here your success is not dependent, or our success is not dependent upon our own sweat and our own labor. That is one of the beautiful things about Onpassive, because the common saying out there is that the failure rate is, I don't know, some say 99%, some say 97%. I believe that it depends, of course, on what you mean by failure. Okay, I mean, what do you mean exactly when you say failure? Because there isn't any exact meaning to that except for what it means to you. So that's the question here. What, in your opinion, is failure or success? Well, let us have a look here. Now, if your expectations and your goals are very high for success, like for instance that of being debt-free, having a house that's all paid for, and going on vacation whenever you want, and having I don't know, land, a ranch, whatever it is that success means to you, Onpassive will have the means to get it if you are in Onpassive. Now, if you're not, then well, maybe you have other means, and that's fine too. That's fine too if you do, of course. But I would like us to just have a look today in this video about what it is, what it is that makes Onpassive stable, what makes Onpassive, how should we say it? It's because, usually online businesses, even if they at first seem to be growing fast and all of this and that, but come a year or two, they disappear. And those are issues, I believe in most cases, are issues that they end up with having issues with legal issues, starting a business, you know, and not realizing all the legal stuff that they could be facing down the road with different countries and what have you, and then thus not being able to meet all of that. Well, with Onpassive, we haven't launched yet, and we're already beyond that. We already have, that's already taken care of, because Onpassive is already registered and ready to go in every country, already ready for business all over the world. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so let's dive in and have a look. Now, Onpassive, what makes Onpassive sustainable is the fact, is the fact that Onpassive does not depend on just the growth of its membership, or should we at this point say of its resellers. You see, I've been in companies where I was, of course, promoting their product, and the products were piling up on the table for a few months, and of course so did the peoples that I referred, and eventually, after a month or two, and they couldn't sell enough, they would cancel, and I have a big table full, and I'm wondering, what am I going to do with all of that? Okay, well, that is no worry here with Onpassive. And as I also mentioned, when they cancel, well, that's a dropout. Well, that also doesn't happen here in Onpassive. Okay, now what can possibly happen with Onpassive here is that if a person goes with the business, that they're buying Onpassive to build their own business. In other words, they're not in as a reseller, but as a customer. And if they didn't, I don't know, do well enough planning, or if they, for some reason, their business just didn't go, well, they then would have the option of becoming a reseller, of course, instead of failing, okay? But there are so many businesses that are very successful businesses and are paying a lot for the tools that they're now using, and many different accounts that they're using. Whereas with Onpassive, for a much lower price, everything under one roof, everything in one account, ready to go, without all of those limitations. Wow, that sounds like something we could build a business with, doesn't it? But now that's the customers. That's customers, And I've got just a few things mentioned here on this slide, but wow, I mean, this is such a tiny little bit of what Onpassive actually provides, okay? But now let's go and have a look as a reseller. What then happens? So now, let me just say this though, because here, as a customer, you would be paying a monthly fee for whichever level it is that you hold, and that you have, the tools that you're using to build your business. You then pay a monthly fee to use those tools, okay? So whichever level it is that you have or that you want. But when you are a reseller, then it's different. Then you're building a team of, there's one thing I forgot to mention. With the business building, if you are using Onpassive to build a business, let's not forget the traffic that Onpassive will also provide in order to build that business. That is a very important factor, because, in fact, I think for building a business, that's the most important. It's the most important is the traffic, the visitors, the people, coming to buy. Okay, so now let's look at it from the standpoint of being a reseller. So when you're a reseller, then you set your account that to reseller mode, or whatever it's called inside the back office then, and then it happens for you. Now, if you can of course go and still tell people about it and you know, and bring more people in yourself, of course. But even if you don't, the traffic that is provided from spillover from your upline, that starts you, that gets you started and gets you going, and then your own traffic once you are in high enough levels, if you have high enough levels that you get your own traffic, then it builds from your own traffic and just keeps on building. And success, really, no matter what your level or your what the bar is that you have, what you call success, it doesn't matter, because you will get there in time. You'll get there in time. And if you are a GoFounder, you'll get there quickly. Even if you happen to be a secondary GoFounder, you'd get there quickly. And it almost doesn't matter what your expectations or what your goals are. Okay? So now, again, I just have a little bit here. There is so much more to it than what I have here on these slides, but it is really already quite amazing, even if it was just this. Okay, so here I want to just remind us of the potential, and the potential. This is by no means the limit, because there is actually no limit. Okay, but I just looking at how, how that adds up when the levels fill is just amazing. Because at the 10th level, and that's not, like I said, there is no limit in that way. The width is unlimited, and there's so much more to it than what I'm showing here. But this is just slightly to help us, to remind us of the amazing financial potential that we will reach. We will reach in time. We will reach it. It might take a little bit. Maybe we'll reach it very quickly, depending, of course, on whether we're GoFounder members or how early, and stuff like that, And of course, depending also on whether we actually get busy ourselves or are part of a promotion that helps us promote, right? Okay, so the residual income, monthly residual income, and as I already mentioned, dropouts don't happen here because it builds automatically. Once it's on autopilot, it just builds automatically, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing for the rest of your life. That's how Onpassive works. Okay, so now I always, often think when I'm watching some kind of a presentation or a video where they use this phrase, "there is nothing like it," then I am thinking, okay, there's nothing like it anywhere else. But I really believe that is very safe to say that here, that there isn't anything like it anywhere else, and probably won't be for a very long time. Even if there are people that are going to try and mimic what Onpassive has, but what Onpassive has been building over the past years that some of which time we've been waiting. I wasn't in it right from the start, but a year and a half now, and well, I'm impressed. I'm impressed at what they have achieved in such a short time, especially with this this virus thing that we've been putting up with, right? So now I am making this video for GoLink.team, and when Onpassive made a change to their links, it was a challenge for us to find a way to make it work, but we have found a way, and it works really, really well. In fact, better than before. So we're very happy about that, and so we are now starting to crank up the traffic, which we're going to keep on doing more and more as we get closer, and after we launch, after Onpassive launches, we're going to be increasing and increasing and increasing the volume of traffic that we to get more growth for our members at GoLink.team. Okay? All right, thank you so much for watching this video, and have a wonderful day.